our next topic is going to be one of your favorite topics, Alex, and that's recapping
AEW Dynamite, which it was an okay show. I feel like there were some parts missing to it. I felt it just felt kind of off for me this week. But
Oh no
oh
way!
yeah, it didn't connect with me a little bit today.
I'm about to argue with you, so tell me why it was off this week, Alex.
I just without having the 6-man tag, which I know they're building it up to a next couple weeks, but without this, their plan was to have the 6-man tag that night,
It was out
but Archer is out sick, so
COVID, so they had to kind of regroup and fast pace kind of how they were going to do that because I was confused too at first. But go on, continue, and I'll rebuttal you afterwards, and I'll tell you why I thought it was a great episode.
I just feel like the 6-man tag, if they had that match then for AEW Dynamite this week, it would have pulled a lot more attention.
I didn't mind Eddie Kingston getting the championship opportunity.
I thought that was cool to see Kingston get a shot at the AEW World Title, which we'll get into in a few minutes. But I want to talk about Miro and Kip Sabian and their match against Joey Janela and Sonny Kiss.
One match I didn't like very much.
Yeah, I feel like that match could have had a lot more. It should have had a lot more build up.
No, forget the build up. I hate Miro on the tag team. Because I'm not interested in seeing Kip Sabian. I have no interest in seeing him. No disrespect to Kip and all of them, but I don't think we got enough Miro.
No, I feel like Miro is better off being a singles competitor than a tag team.
Yes. I enjoyed the Evil Uno, Hangman Adam Page match, but the thing I loved, and I was having a conversation with one of my old co-hosts, Lyle, on another show we used to on Takedown Breakdown, which we used to do, but we having a discussion, and Cody coming out with the black hair, and it's interesting when I saw that. So it's kind of like they're doing the build up as Cody being a heel, which is cool. I think it's great. I think that's
definitely.
How
I think that's definitely how it should be.
I think so too. At the same time, I'm gonna believe he's a heel when he starts attacking Dustin and QT and Matt Cardona and Scorpios and those guys. I don't think he's a heel as much per se right now, as he's more goth. If you know what I mean, like he's more of a goth.
He's coming out with the black gear, wearing the black gear, and
that stupid neck tattoo, man. I like the tattoo. I hate the location of it though. It drove me nuts. I'm staring like it was so awesome to see him with the black hair, Alex. But the tattoo is in like the worst freaking spot, and I'm like, it's just so annoying with that. But I love the way they did it with him coming out like that, and I think it's going to form him into becoming more of a heel.
I definitely agree. I could see Cody possibly going on his own or joining or linking up with a faction.
Link up with a faction.
Yeah, I could see him linking up with a faction, but I want to see Cody take on Brody Lee one more time for the TNT title down the road.
Sure. I think that'd be a great idea. I think that would be an idea that I think they do wind up going for sure. And I think I'm trying to think, what is their next pay-per-view?
I don't think they have a next pay-per-view. It's the anniversary show. They're doing an anniversary show.
Dynamite, but like what pay-per-view is coming? Is it Full Gear? Is it Revolution? I don't know. I'm just gonna look it up really quick.
But after that, we had Thunder Rosa and Hikaru Shida take on Evil Lise and Diamante. Thunder Rosa and Hikaru Shida, their match was amazing. I loved seeing. I love how they worked together, how they formed their styles together as a team, and it was cool to see those different styles collide. Thunder Rosa and Sheeta are definitely awesome performers who know how to work things in and make these matches interesting, and they definitely showed that on this week's AEW Dynamite.
I'm sorry. The next pay-per-view is Full Gear, November 7th.
November 7th is Full Gear.
November 7th is Full Gear. That's their next pay-per-view, which I'm sure you're going to start to see some. It's actually kind of interesting. I'm really quick. I didn't want to interrupt you, but I wanted to bring this to your attention. It's kind of interesting. With the Full Gear poster, there's not a single person from the Elite in the group that's on the poster. Miro, Matt Hardy, Archer, Brody Lee, FTR, Team Taz, Ricky Starks, and Brian Cage, and what's her name from the Dark Order? What's her name again?
I'm trying. Anna Jay.
Anna Jay. Thank you. Those are the ones that are on the poster, so that's interesting. That's kind of cool.
But back to the Thunder Rosa and Hikaru Shida's match. It was unbelievable tag team work. I do think Ivelisse and DeMonte showed great tag team work in the matchup, but I think they need more development. I want to see them wrestle more often in these tag team matches, because the way that match turned out was amazing, and both competitors did a great job. Both teams did an amazing job.
Yes, for sure. And of course, they did the thing with the Young Bucks for Tony, who did the interview this week with the Young Bucks as well. I think it was Tony Schiavone did the Young Bucks interview this week, where Matt broke his phone and everything like that. And if you also notice, again, I bring up BTE because it's important being the Elite. Those episodes have gotten way shorter, because if you notice, the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega and those guys aren't really on the show that much anymore, because they're coming off as the heels. So they're not really going to be doing any more face stuff on the show anymore, really, when you think about it. So, I mean, I just found as an interesting thing that I saw.
And then we had Jon Moxley versus Eddie Kingston AEW World Title match. Match was okay. I feel like it didn't feature enough brawling and moves to grab major audience attention. This match needed more fuel to the fire, and it could have been more with Mox confronting Kingston during his promo when Eddie Kingston was out there on the mic. And he delivered very well on the mic. He's great at what he does, and he got a good reaction from the fans. Kingston definitely knows how to draw and pull people in very well, and he did just that with that promo.
He does. He's one of the best mic talkers in the business, in my opinion. I think he's somebody that, you know, when you look at somebody like an Eddie Kingston and you say to yourself, okay, what can we do with him? Well, you just have him talking to Mike. You don't want him to lose a lot, because that lose steam. But I like where they're going with this thing. Like I said, they had to do something quick because of the Archer situation, which really sucked. But I think the good thing is, thank goodness it was the tag team match that got canceled and not the heavyweight championship match on the anniversary show. Because then that would have sucked, because remember that happened with Brian Cage and Moxley, where Renee Young had COVID and Mox had to sit out and the match had to get delayed. So be thankful that, I know you wanted to see that tag team match, Alex. I get it. Trust me. It sucks we didn't get to see it. Be thankful that it was that match that got canceled and not the heavyweight championship match that got canceled.
I agree with you. I think it's better to have the 6-man canceled and not the AEW World Championship match canceled, because they've built it up for the past couple of weeks with Archer and his manager Jake the Snake in the back doing their thing and really going to work on the mic against Moxley. And I think once this match happens, it's going to be very, very interesting to see how Archer does in his performance, because the last time we saw Moxley and Archer face each other was at Wrestle Kingdom. So this is going to be awesome.
Absolutely. And going back, I didn't really get to give it an input. I know we got like 2 more minutes before we go to our next segment, which is NXT. But going back to the women's match, I like what they're doing with it. It sounds like they're gonna do Hikaru Shida versus Thunder Rosa too. But it sounds like this time it's gonna be for the NWA Heavyweight Championship. I mean, or they could do a both belts on the line kind of thing. I'm wondering. I really want Thunder Rosa to stay here full time. I really want her to work combined with both companies. I think that would be the ideal thing. I think if you have her work with both brands, NWA and AEW, that would be perfect. And then, of course, we didn't even mention the FTR situation where they were going to do the FTR's coming off as great heels now. They were going to do the match. They were gonna do a match with Best Friends. They said, nah, we don't want to do that. And now they're gonna face SCU next week, Frankie Kazarian and Scorpio Sky. So their heelish gimmick is really fitting in well. That's naturally how they are. When they came in as faces at first, I said, "Oh, just it's awesome they're here," but I'm like, they don't fit the face gimmick.
No.
They just don't. They don't come off that way.
No, they definitely don't.
That way. So, excuse me. I liked it. I thought it was what I liked about it, like I said, I love what they're doing with FTR. I really want to see them fight the Young Bucks. Especially now that both teams are going to be heels. And it kind of sounds like whenever one group is mentioned to the other group, they don't like to talk about it. Because again, I think they're saving it. But what I think they're going to do is I think they're going to save that match, Alex, for when there's a crowd.
Yeah, I think that's a smart move to wait until there's an audience. Because
they have an audience now, but I mean like a full.
Yeah, I mean like a full packed, jammed audience. Once they have that, I feel like AEW is going to be able to feed off from the crowd more and really put energy into these matches.
Absolutely, for sure.